Oilers Nation After Dark begins now.
Hello, everybody. The roller coaster that is being an Edmonton Oilers fan was out in full force tonight. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation After Dark, live from the Sports Closet studio, where I saw our YouTube chat. It was bumping during that game right there. It started out pretty negative, and when the sweet Prince Sam Gagner started burying Patrick, they all started flying in the chat, and I think everybody wanted to get a piece of it. It was quite the game. We will unpack everything that went down in front of us. What a third period. My heart is still just beating out of its chest right now. It was an absolutely
Electric.
It was something else, Pat.
It was, honestly. I don't want to get too deep into it, but one of the better losses? Is it a moral victory? I mean, it really wasn't. Once again, we have shot the shit out of him tonight. Did we get goalied again? Question mark. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it being goalied, because Sam Gagner was able to slip a couple past him. But it was quite the night. I see a lot of people in here said when it was going, come on, Gags, get the Hattie. Scotty91 said he's already the most valuable player on this team. I mean, tonight he was. It all changed when Sam Gagner decided to get in the game, and that third period was electric. And speaking of electric, tonight's guest, the one, the only, the man who stepped up for me tonight, because Zach Lang, shout out Zach, he was a little down the dumps, but the bagged milk is here, ladies and gentlemen. He's laying down in his bed. He's got his head on his pillow. How we doing, BM?
I kind of am with Patrick. I kind of want to, I don't want to be mad about that loss, but I'm mad about the loss. I just feel hurt. I feel torn. I don't know how to feel just now. It's making me upset. And that's life as an Oilers fan so far. 7th loss in 9 games. So it's weird. I don't want to look at silver linings. They don't pay the bills, but all of a sudden here I am cheering for a silver lining on a night against the Dallas Stars, a team I've hated since the mid-90s. Come on. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one thing losing any team, losing the Dallas Stars. I know we're not still huge rivals. I still just hate. I despise their colors, but a lot of people in here agreeing with that sentiment. Bag Milk Kimberly said, I don't hate this loss. Honestly, it feels like a small step forward. I use the word moral victory, which I don't want to. I don't want to be the moral victory guy, but we're kind of backed into a corner here. But in my opinion, once you outshoot a team 41-25, there's a lot to be happy with. There was a lot that went down, which we will unpack the further we go in. Bag Milk, how was your evening watching the game? Did you have a little red wine lifestyle with you this evening?
I had a little glass of red wine. It was nice. You know, I was celebrating Sam Gagner's return, 3rd tour of duty. I was excited. We were all excited. Going up against the Dallas Stars. Boys started off well. You know, I thought they had a really nice start. Ultimately, they couldn't score more than the 1 goal. Evander Kane, red hot, this guy. But I didn't know Scott Wedgwood was going to be the thing that stood between me and happiness. The Oilers outshot the Stars 13-9, feeling good in the first period. It was tie game after 20 minutes. I was like, all right, we're doing this. Okay, we're building on the Calgary win. We're doing something, not just against a terrible, shitty Calgary team, but doing it against the Stars. And I was excited. And then things just went downhill, as I believe we did get goalied. And it hurts me because that is another example of a backup goalie looking like a Vezina candidate against the Oilers. And it's driving me bananas. Years of this now, Aaron. Years of this.
Driving bananas is a good way to put it. The Oilers had so many good chances in high danger areas. We just could not finish it, whether it's in front of the net battling Connor Brown. Oh, we lost a forward today too. Kind of funny to think about all the wave Connor Brown talk that was going into before this game. Well, he might have just waved himself. I don't know. I don't know how injured he is, but that wasn't good. He had a chance early when Wedgwood.
That tweet from Garrett is just rude. It's mean. It's diabolical. I like it.
I was texting our buddy Tyler Yaremchuk during the game, and he texted. He said, "Man, I'm getting absolutely roasted over this Connor Brown thing." And then Connor Brown gets injured, tries to come back. He did a little on the ice there for the intermission. his face showed that there was something going on, and we didn't get to see him again. We also didn't get to see a lot of Philip Broberg because, boy, oh boy, was that play pretty bad. And you know what? Here, let's get into it right now with the Crown Royal scoring summary. Oh, I need some Crown Royal after this one. It's so up and down being an Oilers fan, but Crown Royal is just up, 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 baby. There's no downer with them. They are the best. Mix it with anything. You're going to have yourself a great time. But as you said, BM, the Oilers, they started out, I thought, pretty good. There was also a moment very early that Stuart Skinner came out of his net to play the puck, and he messed it up, and I was ready to freak out right there. Did you see that, Bagmo?
I was stressing out in the first period because, again, it was one of those nights where they started off well. Everything was going their way in the terms of the play was just flowing their way. And you're like, okay, if the Oilers just keep doing this, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Mistake here. And you're like, okay, I can let it roll off my back. I can let it roll off my back. Stu goes on a little adventure and you're like, all right, it worked out. We're okay. It could roll off my back. And then they just couldn't get the second goal after Kane tied things up. And it just... we're talking about another silver lining, Aaron, and it hurts my feelings.
It really does. There was a moment in the first period, speaking of Sam Gagner, it only got better, but he sprung Dylan Holloway on a breakaway, and that was just like the picture I had in my mind of old dude helping young dude. I thought Dylan Holloway was going to bury that one on the breakaway. It does not happen, but the first goal was, of course, scored by Matt Duchene. We were chirping their third line. I said if this was 7 years ago, that would be one hell of a line. Whoa, Matt Duchene was able to get on the board. It was kind of a weird play because Scott Wedgwood was behind his own net. He messed up playing the puck. The Oilers weren't able to score. Puck comes back our way. Cody Ceci pinches.
Bad pitch.
Gets absolutely burned. Puck goes back the other way. An odd man rush, which is a big theme tonight. And then Darnell Nurse is hung out to dry. I was laughing because I'm sure somebody's going to find a way to blame that one on Darnell. That's all on Cody Ceci for me. It was a brutal pinch, BM.
It was brutal. It was even like Nuge wide open net, couldn't bury it. I couldn't talk it. I don't know what's going on. Nuge had back-to-back points, like points in back-to-back games, I should say, but he cannot buy a goal right now. So he needed to tuck that one in. And then of course, the hockey gourds, they turn it around the other way. Terrible pinch by CC at the blue line. Duchene comes in and buries it. I mean, I'd also argue that I'd like Stu to save that one maybe just one time. I'd like to see that happen from time to time. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, but I guess I'm getting to that point now where I'm just kind of begging for someone to do something right.
Yeah, I'm definitely a beggar. I'm curious to ask you, because while the play was going on, Darnell clearly laid down, was taking away the pass, and was giving Skinner a clear shot at the save. Pat, I even yelled, let him take it, let him take it, let him take it. Then he sniped it, and I said, don't let him take it, don't let him take it. But I felt that that's how you're supposed to play that one, because Skinner was looking dead on it. He just wasn't necessarily hugging his post, right?
Yeah. Agreed. Nailed it.
Yeah, it was pretty sucked. I'm choking over my own words here. But the hockey gods giveth, the hockey gods taketh away. They gave us a little something when Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Pat, executed the greatest slide tackle I've ever seen in hockey before. I was very confused how that wasn't offsides. It was because Pavelski brought the puck back over. But boom, Nuge somehow falls down. The puck ends up on Evander Kane's stick, and bing, he rips that one into the back of the net. Evander Kane stays absolutely red hot. It was nice to see. I had confidence at that point, BM.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a planned play by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. They drew that one up just exactly as they would have expected it to go. It was... Yeah, Evander Kane has been obviously the Oilers' best forward for a handful of games now. He got demoted. Remember, we were watching the game at the office last Saturday or whatever that was, 2 Saturdays ago when he got demoted to the third line. Said the thing he said to Scott Oak. Everybody was rattled about it. Everybody was mad about it. Everybody's like, Evander Kane's whining. He got sent down on the third line. I was like, you know what? I'm glad he's pissed off. Somebody's got to be pissed off. And you know what? The answer is it looks like it turned him around a little bit because he's hot. He's got points in, consecutive games here. He had a multi-point game against Calgary, did the same tonight. So Evander Kane is the best forward right now for the Oilers, and they need some more guys to kind of match that energy.
Yeah, I think that's every person in Edmonton would agree with that. Evander Kane is the best Edmonton Oiler right now. For me, that includes Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. BM, we were talking before. I still don't think McDavid is proper. He just looks like he's laboring a little bit. Draisaitl, the same. I don't know if he's injured or if it's a mental thing. I've never really seen Leon when he gets a cross ice saucer like that, and he just like fell backwards. But we'll get into that in just a minute. Continuing with the Crown Royal scoring summary. In the second period, it was Joe Pavelski getting on the board from Roope Hintz and Miro Heiskanen. That one was the one where Philip Broberg tries to take the puck up the ice all by himself, can't gain the zone, loses it, attempts to change, but then doesn't attempt to change, tries to beeline it back to the net. And when you guess it, it's Darnell Nurse once again left out to dry. Bing, bang, boom, back of the net. That sucked, Bag Milk.
The thing that bothered me about that one is that Broberg had a handful of different things he could have done there. He overlooked a pass. He overlooked just dumping it in. And he tried to do a little soft backhand chip into the zone, and it just went as poorly as one could possibly go on a play like that. He just needs to simplify it a little bit right now. The guy did not play. Did he play after that? Because I
don't think so.
Barely.
Looking at the ice time right now, 5:46. Yeah, he barely played after that. Like, those are mistakes that are ending up in the back of the Oilers' net. And, you know, I hate to hang a loss on that guy because it's not just one person, but it's kind of like a death by 1,000 cuts right now. Things that are going wrong are winding up in the back of the net, and those are just mistakes that can't happen, unfortunately, and he paid the price for it tonight with his ice time.
Yep, I see March said Broberg did nothing good tonight, unfortunately. Sad face. I also can't see it because it was before we went live, but somebody commented on after that goal and they said, I really like Bro Beans, so I'm going to find a way to blame this on somebody else and not on Philip Broberg. Hey, I like your creativity to get out of that one, but clearly Jay Woodcroft does not subscribe to that line of thinking, and he sat his ass down on that bench.
There aren't many currencies for a coach in the NHL, but ice time is certainly one of them. And Broberg definitely paid the price for that mistake.
Yep. And then it continued on. It was Roope Hintz again in the second period. It made it 3-1 for the Stars. I believe for me, I had Nurse and Ceci. I don't know, dude. I was saying today, I'm having a hard time watching Cody Ceci play hockey right now. It is either turning the puck over, or he's not winning a battle on the boards, or he's not clearing the front of the net. It's getting hard to watch out there, and it's the thing is, I'm like, I don't know, I could probably think of 2 other D-men that are worse than him, so you're just kind of stuck with it. But it wasn't the best night for Cody Ceci, in my opinion, Bag Milk.
And it bums me. I thought Cody Ceci actually had a really solid start to the season, but tonight was not his night. I just think back to that pinch on the blue line. That was kind of needless to make in the moment. You know, he still got an assist tonight, I guess, 2 shots on net in 17-16, but it wasn't his night. I think there was a lot of mistakes made by the defense, and unfortunately, 9 games in, there's some of those details that we would have hoped would have been cleared up by now.
Yep, I couldn't have said that better myself. Then continuing in the third period, it's Roope Hintz again. The Oilers can't finish. They really couldn't finish tonight, really. For the first 2.5 periods, it felt like maybe 2 1/4. But Dry can't finish. Stars come back down the ice, and their top line, we said it before, they're a wagon. They might not be great on the power play, but if you give them an odd man rush with a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1 or whatever it is, they're going to find a way to bury. That's exactly what they did. It was Roope Hintz from Pavelski and Robertson. You could hear it. You could feel it from here. The energy getting kind of sucked out of that building. It sounded very quiet. And where was your confidence level at that point, Bag Milk?
Not great. I'm not going to lie to you. Things got a little dark. Shea Castle Milk. It was one of those ones where you get up, you pace around the room a little bit. Maybe you drop a swear word or two, drop a couple of nickels in the swear jar because you're cursing at the TV when you shouldn't be. Scared the dog. He left the room. All of this is just bad news. I don't like to be stressing like this. This season was supposed to be fun, and to this point, we've only had fun a couple of times, and that is no bueno. I'm tired of it. I don't like it, and I'm sick of it. Let's go. Let's pick it up. At least they play Nashville on Saturday, right? Right?
Glass half full, BM. That's my kind of guy. You said you weren't having fun. Speaking of fun, then the Sam Gagner parade came to town, baby. It was a great, great thing to see him be able to bury one, poke one in. We were freaking out at the office. I couldn't tell if it was Sam Gagner or not who was able to poke that one in. And then he comes out of the huddle there. Pat, do you have it for me right here?
You ready to get fired up?
Yeah, give this. I could watch this 100 times over and over and over. Just look at that beautiful face. He's so happy. I want that I want that on a poster. I want that on a t-shirt. I want that everywhere. It was electric. The building absolutely exploded. Correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't at the game, but I thought I was hearing Sam Gagner chants, right, BM?
I was hearing them too. I was looking on Twitter, and there was a lot of people talking about Sam Gagner chants. Love to see it. He was fired up. You knew the guy was going to be ready to go to play in his first NHL game with the Oilers since 2020 when he got traded to Detroit for Andreas Athanasiou, but we don't have to talk about what happened there. It's just, you knew he was going to be fired up to play, and the boys were excited for him. And what I didn't expect him to score 2 goals, mind you, but the thing that bums me out is, yes, the Oilers lost the game, but what upsets me most is that we didn't get Sam Gagner powered comeback for the ages in the third period. The fact that they couldn't get that 4th goal and push it into OT is probably the most annoying thing of all, because man, he was so jacked up on those 2 goals. I loved it. I love Sam Gagner, and I'm so happy he's back.
This is just everything. I had a buddy text me today, and he's like, I don't understand all the Sam Gagner hype. Like, why is everybody making such a big deal out of this? To be fair, I was like, yeah, I don't know. He'll probably only play limited ice time tonight. Boy, was I wrong, because he was cycling out there for the last 10 minutes of the game. I really wanted to go to overtime and see Sam Gagner out there because he was buzzing, and it continues on. We got our 3rd goal. It was a kind of a weird play right off the faceoff. It kind of felt like everybody stopped playing, and then Evander Kane was like, okay, I'll take the puck. He skirts up the ice. He's able to, I think it was one-handed, poke it over to Sam Gagner. He gets it in. The place blows up even more. The goals, man, I love the Oilers goal song. I can't get enough of it. It's the catchiest thing in the world. I was screaming it here at the office. It was such a good time. I had all the confidence in the world. I've said so far this season that it feels different because when we're down, I don't have any confidence. I had a little bit more today, but boom, when Sam Gagner was doing that, I had all the belief he was going to get 8 points in that 3rd period alone, Bag Milk.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to get 8 points, and it looked like that's what it was going to take, is Sam Gagner to get an 8-point night to get us back in this game. But man, he was jacked up, and the crowd just loved seeing him. Just loved seeing him from the start when he was in an Oilers jersey. So again, to get 2 goals, and those are greasy goals too, dude. Like, the Oilers haven't scored nearly enough garbage goals from right in the crease like that. So to see Sam Gagner come in and get 2, we need more of that. And I hope more of the boys kind of rally around that idea of crashing the crease and picking up the garbage, because this city loves that stuff just as much as the highlight reel goals.
Yep. Also, another thing for Sam, he was winning faceoffs tonight as well. There was a moment we put power play 2 out to end the 2nd period, and he won back-to-back 2 offensive draws to keep it going in there. It's depth scoring. Never heard of her, but now we might have one. We might have something here. I would like to see, I really wanted to see him keep playing with Evander Kane because they look like they really had something going on right there. I don't know if it will continue to carry over, but man, if you could find a way to incorporate Sam Gagner into that top 9 that we've been rolling. I know the 3rd line didn't produce again tonight. This is probably one of their least noticeable games. I didn't think they were that great tonight. I saw somebody point out in the chat here, and they said that Dylan Holloway reminds them of Nail Yakupov.
Oh, how dare you.
I know. I don't like that, but I got to bring it up.
How dare you.
He just skates around and doesn't really do anything. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's a little harsh, no?
I think it's a little harsh.
A little harsh.
A little accurate.
I mean, yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I can see some bees chasing after Dylan Holloway from time to time, but I still feel like it's a little bit harsh. But the problem is those guys just can't close. They can't close because right now none of them seem to have hands, and that's what bothers me most. Like Ryan McLeod, I picked him to score have a 20-goal season. Right now, he just kind of looks like a fast guy, and that bums me out to the nth degree. Now I did being chased by bees. I don't like it, Aaron. What's going on?
I did think that Ryan McLeod, he had a little bit better of a game for me tonight, but once again, he's just kind of, oh my God, we have breaking news here on the screen. Do you see it, Patrick? Bring him in. Bring him in. He's got a fire on his
Where are we up to?
We're just finishing the scoring summary, and then we're going to get into the good, bad, and oily. If you hear that voice, ladies and gentlemen, that is my Englishman. That is Mr. Liam Horban. Liam, banana counter tonight?
No bananas. I wasn't going to come on because I'm a little bit sick, but I am frustrated to say the least that a 34-year-old Sam Gagner had to come into this team to give them any kind of life. Like, how pathetic is this at the moment? Sam Gagner didn't have hips like 6 months ago. But now somehow he is like the only player that wants to go crash into the net and do anything about trying to score a goal. And then even after that, the Oilers still couldn't manage to rally and didn't even put him out as the extra man. I thought that was crazy. That's basically what I wanted to say.
Well, now that we're all here, let's get into the good, bad, and the oily, presented by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, Liam. It's making new ones, buddy. Alberta Blue Cross, travel insurance, protects your memories, and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Okay, Pat, let's start off with the good. It's obvious as hell. It was really the only good that kind of came out of this game. Sam Gagner is able to put 2 in the back of the net. He played 13 minutes exactly on the ice. I thought we were going to get 6 or 7 minutes from him, but in the third period, you ride the hot hand, you let it go, you pair him with Evander Kane. I thought he was great. Liam, break down my 34-year-old hips for me.
He was awesome. And I mean, the fact that Connor Brown went out of the lineup kind of obviously helped him and was able to elevate him up the lineup a little bit. But finally, someone took the opportunity that they were given and ran with it. We have not seen enough from the Oilers so far this season, and I'm glad Gagner was able to do it. It's just so damn bad that we can't talk about how great he was connected with an Oilers victory. And the fact that it took so long for the arena to actually have like a moment like that this season, and they were down 4-2 is crazy. Like, the Oilers actually played pretty well tonight, all things considered, but obviously Gagner is the good in all of this.
Bag Milk, you had a hilarious tweet from Adam Ernie's perspective. What do you think Adam Ernie's thinking right now?
I mean, the other day, Jay Woodcroft said Adam Ernie is, unfortunately, I'm paraphrasing, the casualty of no one producing anything in the bottom 6. Well, Sam Gagner stepped in and he's trying to drag this team to victory himself. So, I mean, Adam Ernie's just kind of probably looking at it going like, come on, man. No one else scored tonight. Sam Gagner is the one, and I'm the one that's getting sent down to Bakersfield. So I imagine he's kind of pissed off. I imagine he's kind of like, Murr. And then I imagine he's kind of like, what do I got to do to get back up there? Because I don't want to ride the bus down in Bakersfield.
Yep, those new hips, Liam, they do not lie. They just deliver. They just deliver points.
They were shaking tonight.
They were. I see David Quadrelli is in the chat right now, trying to get the Canucks as a topic of conversation. Everybody, you go at Quads right now, okay? You let him know that. Oh my
what are you talking about? There's no way that Quads is. How can I be multitasking? There's no way that I'm in the chat and I'm here watching the post-game show. I'm such a rascal sometimes. I don't even know why I'm still awake. It's way past my bedtime. I've got a juice box and a sippy cup and a fruit by the foot, but I won't eat the whole thing because it's late.
Well, thank you for that, David. I really appreciate that. That was I didn't send you a link earlier. I didn't know you could pop in like that. But okay, let's keep going through here. The bad. There were several things you could have picked from tonight, but we decided to go with Philip Broberg. Now, I know it's tough to be the only bad. Like, I'm not putting this game on Philip Broberg by any chance. It could also be for me. I had odd man rushes that we gave up. How many of those turnovers in our own end? Man, there was one play by Dylan Holloway in the first period. He backhanded one off the glass like so lazily. Their D-man comes in, picks it up off the line, blasts one in. Thank God they didn't score. But Liam, the Philip Broberg trying to take it all on his own, loses the puck, tries to change, doesn't change, tries to come back, gets scored on. That was awful.
Yeah, that's not going to help his reputation now, is it? You kind of feel bad for him in the moment because clearly it's a guy who is trying to find his feet in the league and is showing a little bit of confidence in trying to do what he did, but he's just like, oh man, like there was multiple opportunities for you to avoid that play and he just couldn't. And I mean, the loss obviously isn't on him. There were so many other plays in there too, like Cody Cece's pinch on the first goal, Evan Bouchard's lack of awareness again on the fourth goal. Just a tough one for Broberg. I'm sure the Oilers will definitely not reward him or whatever you want to say. Like I wouldn't be shocked if we see Philip Broberg sent down to Bakersfield pretty quick here.
Yeah, I see Nate Hayen here said Broberg made one mistake tonight. Yeah, and it was a hell of a mistake that clearly the coach agrees because he sat his ass down.
But that is also a little bit of BS too from Woodcroft to allow Broberg to make that one mistake. And it was only this time last week that we saw Evan Bouchard make 3 mistakes that led to 3 goals too, and he didn't get parked once. And then the following night was able to bounce back. Yes, got demoted to the third pairing, but still got to play 20 minutes. And it's just like, it's not fair to hold some players accountable and others not. And I would like to see Woodcroft be more consistent in that thing. I think Broberg should have been held accountable for that mistake. It was right for Woodcroft to do it, but other players deserve that same treatment too.
Yeah, I don't know about the fair aspects, but I kind of get where you're coming from with that. I can get down that a little. Bag milk, Broberg, still with Ekholm. Where are you coming out on this? Do you still want him on that pair? What do you think going forward for Philip Broberg?
Oh, he's driving me nuts right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Liam's 100% right. The way that Woodcroft handled Bouchard compared to the way that he handled Broberg tonight, they're vastly different, and I guess that's a little bit confusing. I guess maybe Bouchard is more of a quote unquote proven commodity on the offensive side of the puck more so than Broberg, but yeah, it just seems odd. This year is such a big one for Broberg because if this is indeed Ken Holland's last year's general manager, the next guy's not going to have any loyalty to the player, maybe like Ken Holland does, and I wonder if that means that if he doesn't kind of, it could be a chip down the line to see if they can bolster somewhere else. I'm cheering for the guy. He's still very, very young. It's weird to pile on him after a mistake like that because when you play young players in the National Hockey League, they're going to make mistakes. This is the best league on earth for a reason, and that's kind of what happens sometimes when you play young kids. But at this stage of the season, when the Oilers have only got 2 wins, those are the ones that people are going to be talking about. It proved costly, especially when you lose by 1 goal, and it's going to be tough for him. I think he'll be back in the lineup next game. Obviously, I think we're probably going to go 11-7 again. We'll see how much he actually plays.
Yeah, I see Pradneski in here said Bouchard has made even worse mistakes multiple times in the same game. Broberg has been decent. Then Cato comes in with, can Broberg do what Bouchard does offensively, though? That's the only reason he wasn't treated the same. I agree with that aspect.
True. Yeah, it is true. There's no doubt about it. But also, like, Nurse can play offense too if you needed him to. Ekholm can as well, right? I just think, again, like we saw it in the playoffs when Desharnais got sat basically for an entire game against LA, and the same with Klim Kostin. And it's like, why is it okay to do to those players who, I get it, there's like certain aspects of the game they're not that good at in other ones as compared to other players, but then Klim Kostin goes on and scores big goals in that series too, and he's still benched. So it's just like Woodcroft kind of has this weird trend going on right now, and I wish he would just change things a little bit. And as to my comments saying that maybe Broberg will get sent down, I think the Oilers just need 12 forwards. I think they need 12 forwards, and Broberg might just have to be the casualty for that because he's waiver exempt.
Yep, that's a pretty good point. I'm just catching up here in the chat saying interesting take. Broberg gets sent down. Janmark out. Brown out. McDavid hurts to sit them. Who gets called up? Who would you call up, Liam?
Lavoie. There's no one else.
Obviously.
Yes. The funny thing is like there's a bunch of injuries in Bakersfield too. Like Lane Peterson's injured. Drake Caggiula is injured. Maybe Caggiula would be the good answer though once he's healthy, because if guys are coming up who've already been here, like Sam Gagner, and scoring 2 goals, then maybe Caggiula can come up and do the same.
Yep, everybody in here seems to be agreeing with you here, Liam. They said Liam's making an awesome point. Patrick said Liam equals daddy. So that I think that is genuinely positive. But okay, let's get into the oily here, Patrick. There's been enough negative in this already. What do we got for the oily? It's also Sam Gagner. We don't need to spend much time on this. It was just fantastic to see him out there. I can only beat a dead horse so much. I loved it. I might have to change my new lock screen to that photo right there because that was electric. There was nothing better than that. I'm seeing Woes in here, and I saw it a couple earlier. Ben Gleason season. Are we getting to that point, Liam?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. I don't know if Ben Gleason's much better than Philip Broberg. Actually, I would say he's probably not better than Philip Broberg. No, I don't think we're near Ben Gleason territory. I think we need just more help in the forward group. And there was some stuff I was thinking about tonight too. Like we've spoke about it on numerous shows of like, oh, the Oilers don't have the same bottom six as like what Dallas do, for example. It's like, yeah, but then you go and look at the contracts a lot of those Dallas players have, and they're not supposed to be bottom six forwards. Like Tyler Sagan's not supposed to be a third line centerman, and Mason Marchman's supposed to be a top six winger. Isn't he making like $4 million or something like that? And like now you look at this Oilers bottom six, and it's just like you have to have a guy like Sam Gagner come in and score you a couple of goals. It's like the Oilers' money is combined into their top six rather than just spread out everywhere, and they just need more help within the depth of the forward group, I think.
Yep, I agree with that. So that kind of does it for the good, bad, and the oily presented by Alberta Blue Cross. But I guess, Liam, I want to pick your brain on this. Bag Milk, you too. We talked about it before. Is McDavid still looks like he's limbering a little bit out there? Do you think he's still feeling the effects of something? And what do you think's kind of up with Leon Draisaitl, or if anything?
I think McDavid probably is still not 100%. I mean, he's had a few days off now, though, right? So you'd think he'd be getting closer and closer. I just think Dallas is also a pretty good team in the same breath, right? They're able to like neutralize things a little bit more. And Draisaitl, I think, honestly, I think he's just kind of going through a bit of a bad luck at the moment. He's getting the opportunities, right? Like most times you see Draisaitl in the slot, he's probably going to be able to score it, and then he whiffs at the end of the game on that power play shot or whatever, the empty net shot, whatever it was. Like you're not seeing that ever from Leon Draisaitl. I think he's just maybe a bit of frustration in his game right now, but once he gets one, he'll be fine.
Bag Milk?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Leon at all. He just looks like he's battling a little bit of snake bite right now. Like, when do you see Leon miss that many grade A chances? He had spots where from his office on the power play where, like Liam said, he whiffed on it. He had some right in the slot where he couldn't bury him. He's going to be completely fine, but I do think Connor's battling something right now. He looks like he's off by like a quarter turn. You know, just he's still flying, he's still buzzing, he's still kind of cruising around, but just something's not quite right with him. And I just, I was hopeful that after that, what was it, 4 days off since the Heritage Classic, that he kind of have a little bit of time to recover, you know, sleep in the hyperbaric chamber the entire time, just not move from there. But maybe it just might take him a minute. So a little bit more concerned about Connor just because we love him so, and we need him to do stuff, especially when no one else can score. But I'm definitely not worried about Leon.
Yep, Nate here says McDavid still injured. Draisaitl lacked effort. I don't know about that. I can't really get down with that. I just think, yeah, it was bad luck, bad bounces. Liam, like you said, you don't really ever see Leon in his office there and like completely miss the puck and fall back. Just some bad bounces. Hey, to be good, you got to be lucky. To be lucky, you got to be good. So it just all kind of comes together there. I see something in here that Gina says apparently Connor Brown's injury is muscular, according to Woody. So I guess both Connors have the same issue. Yeah, I couldn't really tell what happened to Connor Brown watching here from at the office. Did you guys see?
I also have a muscular injury, Aaron. It's my heart. It is the largest muscle, and it's very painful right now. Sorry, go ahead, Liam. I'm going to cut you off.
I was actually going to say the exact same thing.
He's suffering from a broken heart.
Yes. It looked like he kind of pushed off from a face-off to get some gap there, and then just that was it, basically. Just off the face-off, little stretch. And then he went to the bench, and we never saw him again. So people are finally getting what they want, and Connor Brown is not hitting a 10-game mark anytime soon.
Yeah, I see Pradnesky said, seems like he was chewing on that mouth guard just fine to me. And then the Oiler fans are coming in here now. L team, LMFAO, team is crap, team is trash. Oh, yeah, it's all coming in here now. Oh, my God.
The good part about it is, though, people can only comment in the YouTube chat is if they subscribe. So thank you very much for subscribing.
Yeah. That's great. Subscribe and just shit all over us. That's fine too.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm okay with that. And if you're going to subscribe, you might as well like the video because 89's the goal. And we need to do everything to keep Sam Gagner looking that good out there on the ice. So now that leads me to my DoorDash hot and cold performer of the game. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. I didn't hear anyone say ding dong that whole time, so that kind of upsets me right there.
Ding
But
dong.
my DoorDash bag right here, and Kennedy printed this out for me beforehand. My hot performer is Sam Gagner. He's going to be it for everything today because he was fantastic. It could be a Vander Kane. I would be very okay with the Vander Kane. I might just get this tattooed on my laptop right here, just like that. But I thought Sam Gagner absolutely fantastic. For other hot performers, I think I would go a Vander Kane. Bag Milk, who stood out to you for your DoorDash hot performer of the game?
DoorDash hot performer, it's got to be Sam. Third tour of duty. That was his 453rd game as an Oiler. That is 1,016 regular season games for the guy that the Oilers drafted so many years ago. It was just fun to see him back. And there's unfortunately not too many hot performers to choose from in a game where the Oilers lose, but you got to give it to Sam Gagner. He at least gave the crowd something to cheer for.
Liam?
A fun fact about Sam Gagner before I give you my hot performer. When I lived in Canada in 2007 before moving back to England, Sam Gagner was the first Edmonton Oiler I ever knew because that's when the Oilers drafted him. And I didn't really know what was happening and why the league was just picking these random 18-year-olds and telling them what team they now played on. But anyways, my hot performer, I'll give it to Warren Fogle just to be off the board a little bit. Can't down the effort from that man. The fact he was able to put Miro Heiskanen on the blender like he did was pretty impressive. Would have loved it if he hit the net. Would have loved it even more if he scored a goal. But Warren Fogle, he's taking his opportunity in that top six. So that top line with Draisaitl and McDavid doing a pretty good job the two games. So I'll give him some credit tonight.
It's so weird that Warren Fogle can't score in a breakaway. It is so weird. I don't know how
it's amazing.
I don't know how many chances he's had over the last 2 years, but he just can't buy one. Like you'd think accidentally he'd fall down and the puck would roll in the net somehow, but it never goes his way and it's puzzling. I don't understand what we need to do.
I don't have any answers for you, Bag Milk. I see some other people in here. Duke said that Liam is his hot performer every day. Yeah. So there you go. Maybe change the name of the show to Hot Performer Every Day. Lance said Skinner, hot performer of the night. He played well. Let me ask that. What'd you guys think of Stuart Skinner tonight? He made 23 saves on 27 shots. Not going to really help those numbers getting back to start with a 9 on the old save percentage there. But Liam, what'd you think of Stu tonight?
I mean, I actually think the Matt Duchene goal wasn't that good on his part. I think he could have probably stopped that one. But again, it was a 2-on-1. What was the Hintz one? First Hintz one was that the 3-on-1, so that's not ideal. And then the second Hintz one was also just like terrible effort from Bouchard, and I can't even remember the other one. I think he was fine, but again, it was just one of those games where it's like, if your goalie actually made a big save, like it would have been great. But overall, like you can't blame your goaltender when the defensive effort in front isn't good enough again.
Yep, for me, it was the defensive breakdowns, the odd man rushes. It was too much, and it was happening way too early and often. Bag Milk, thoughts on Stu?
Yeah, it's not Stu's fault the Oilers lost today. I don't buy that. I don't think that people probably think that. But like Liam said, sometimes the defensive breakdowns and the giveaways and the way that the Dallas Stars are really good at turning the puck around and sending it up the other way on the ice. And the Oilers had a hard time handling it. And their defense kind of broke down. It gave up some odd man rushes. And sometimes, Stu, I wish you'd bail him out, but sometimes you just go, fuck, what can you do on that play? Like I would have liked the Duchene goal back. I would have. At some point, you'd like your starter to make that save and kind of kick it away and go, yeah, we got out of that mess. But other than that, it's hard to fault him on the other ones.
Yeah, Russ Offerson says Stu was pedestrian. Maynard asks, can we just ride Campbell for 3 to 4 games?
Why?
I mean, he's probably going to get the next one, right? You would think, Liam?
I mean, probably, but why do we need to ride Campbell for 3 or 4 games when Skinner's earned the opportunity to be in there, right? Like that Rangers game, I think the Rangers had to score 3 legit goals to beat him. Then he goes and wins the Battle of Alberta, and now it's his crease. And I don't know if Skinner necessarily lost the crease tonight, and I don't know if Campbell's ever really hasn't done much since the Nashville game to like earn the crease back at the same time, right? Like Minnesota game was good, but also you allow 6-7 goals, whatever it was, right? Like Campbell's got to be a bit better before you can just give him a leash of 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah, I agree. Let's string 2 games together for a goaltender on our team, and then we can start to talk about that. But we gave our hot performer. I'm going to give my DoorDash cold performer to the Edmonton Oilers power play tonight. It went 0 for 4. Now, I don't want to like sit here and nitpick because, I mean, I know they had chances. They had opportunities. It just didn't feel the way it normally feels. You know what I mean? It was rare, too, at the end of the second period. You never see power play 2 get any ice time. And they got 2 consecutive offensive draws, which Sam Gagner won those draws. But for me tonight, it was the power play. Liam, what did you think of that? And do you have any cold performers besides the ones we've already mentioned?
Yeah, you know what actually irked me quite a bit about the power play tonight is the fact there was 2 minutes 6 seconds or whatever it was in the second period on that power play, and you're in a game where you need that goal badly, and your first unit just goes off the ice. And I get it, like maybe the second unit's going a little bit better and stuff like that, but also that first unit's always your best opportunity to score. And those guys should basically send that second unit back to the bench and say, no, we're going to do this ourselves. And from that point on, I honestly made me lose a little bit of belief in the way the game was going to go. And I'm sure many others too, like it was 3-1 at that point. It's like, why do you not want to be on the ice for this pivotal moment? It really bothered me. I'll say the penalty kill. The Dallas Stars are an 8% power play, and they still managed to score on this Oilers penalty kill. It's just like special teams in general has not been the Oilers' friend this last little bit here.
Yep, Bag Milk. Any cold performers for you?
Yeah, I was going to go with the special teams too. It's just, I don't understand what's going on with the power play. Last year, even if we had performances where maybe lackadaisical, where there was mistakes happening and the Oilers looked a little bit sloppy or anything like that, the power play would come through and save them and they would find ways to win the game. But right now, it's ice cold. And it's like teams have just, I know the Stars have a very good PK, but it's like they were completely prepared for whatever the Oilers were trying to do. Eventually, they just started throwing them all out to Bouchard, and he was bombing away from the point. That's not the way that they generally score on the power play, but they have to figure out different looks. They have to figure out different kind of combos when teams are going to clog up that cross-seam pass to Draisaitl, or just when Draisaitl's whiffing on them and it's not his night like it was tonight. So the special teams were rough. The Oilers only got took 2 penalties, I should say, and they gave up a goal on one of them. So there's not much to like when it comes to the special teams.
Yep, I'm seeing people in here. Patrick said, our record is the cold performer. Yeah. Hey, there you go. You can go with that one. Cold performer has to go to Draisaitl. By his standards, he was ice cold. Nate, dry, ice cold. Prod, woo. Connor was playing like he didn't want to damage his new teeth. That's right. He was just working his new teeth. That's totally understandable. Everybody knows that takes a couple games to get into that. There's a lot of cold performers you could go with tonight. I mean, it's the moral victory thing. It wasn't going the way we wanted, but it's classic Oiler fan. I saw some things there in the third that, at least depth scoring wise, that I'm curious to see what maybe some new line combos will be in the next game. I saw somebody in here put Sam Gagner and Evander Kane need to get an apartment together. What do you think of that duo together there, Liam? They were really taking over at the end of the game.
Yeah, they were the only two that really were busting a bit of an effort tonight to score some goals. It felt like every time they were out there, it was positive on their part. I don't know what you do for lines at the moment with Brown out. Like, when's Janmark back, right? Like, there's just a couple of guys I'm missing from this team. I love Derek Ryan. He's not an everyday NHLer right now, unfortunately, and there's probably need to figure something out there too. Like, I don't know. I really don't have the answer for you at the moment because we don't know what Connor Brown is, and I think if Sam Gagner is in your top 6 on a consistent basis, then it's probably not good.
Yep, that is very fair. I see Bryson here is talking about, bro, split up McDry. Bag Milk, thoughts?
I mean, I would have loved them to split up McDavid and Draisaitl this whole time. I think that the team is more balanced and deep when those two are playing apart. And we're supposed to throw those two together when you need a nuclear deterrent. That's what we always hear, the nuclear deterrent. Well, right now they're not really getting a whole lot done. So maybe it's time to kind of spread them out. Maybe you'll get more favorable matchups for one or both of them if you do that. Maybe you stack them up with Nugent-Hopkins as the third line center. I know a lot of this kind of hinges on what Liam said. There's some injuries. Who are you going to call up? How long is Connor Brown out? Will we see him in the playoffs? Wait a minute. Did those games count in the playoffs if he just came down and did like a Kucherov and popped down in week 1?
I think it's regular season games.
All right, so we'll talk about that later. But anyway, you got to shake it up. So to the commenter, yeah, I'd love to see them split up Connor and Leon. I just, if Connor's a little bit hurt, maybe they can't do it. Maybe. I don't know. I prefer.
That would be the only thing I would think too, is if McDavid is still laboring a little bit, maybe they just want to keep him together until he's fully healthy. But Nashville is on Saturday, and Leon Draisaitl owns Nashville, so maybe it's a game you can kind of spread it out. But I like the idea too, like Bag Milk said, of just going the three big guns down the middle: Draisaitl, McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins. Put Ryan McLeod on the fourth line. I think that's where he's best off, to be honest, as that fourth line centerman. And then give it a go. See what happens. Like, the Vegas Golden Knights have an incredibly deep team because they spread everything out and they allow players to thrive and play good minutes. The Oilers need to find a way to do that. For example, tonight, they obviously circumstances are a little different because Connor Brown got hurt. Gagner plays 13 minutes and scores 2 goals. The belief needs to be there from Woodcroft for all these players. And maybe that's what will help them get some more goals in here. They also need healthy forwards, so that would probably be helpful too.
Yeah, all this kind of comes with an asterisk once we find out what's going to be there. But we put a poll in the YouTube chat. Should we split up Connor and Draisaitl next game? And it is a resounding yes with 84% of the votes. I think most people are going to agree with that. I've always thought of Connor and Leon as the break glass in case of emergency. So my mindset is always start the game with them separately. You can always put them back together if things aren't going the way you want. That's just me. That's just my thoughts. But you know what else is in my thoughts all the time, Liam? That's Wendy's, baby. And Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year and daily face-off. For those of you who smoked the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that have you savoring the true taste of victory. But if your fantasy team doesn't deliver you a W, get the new Wendy's barbecue bacon cheeseburger delivered to your door instead. How would you do that? DoorDash. Ding dong, baby.
Ding dong.
2 sponsors in one. Liam, I picked Tim Stützle to get a point in the Daily Face-Off Survivor thing today. I'm out. I'm going to have to get a sad junior bacon cheeseburger on the way home and buy it myself.
I'm thriving. I did the Montreal Canadiens over 50.5 hits.
What did they finish with?
They're currently at 19 with 2 minutes left against Arizona.
Yeah, you even said that one to me today. We looked up. We said they averaged like 21 hits a game. Why didn't I do that? Stupid.
They're like first in the league.
Bag Milk, have you been playing the Wendy's Daily Survivor game?
I was riding with the Habs hits. I'm still in.
Yes.
We're still alive, baby.
It seemed like such a layup.
Yeah, I was ready for it. I saw it. I heard you guys talking about it, and I'm like, damn it, I'm in.
Well, at least somebody won something tonight then. So there you go. Speaking of winning, Boardsy's bankroll was successful again tonight. We put up the vote. It was like 45% was for Evander Kane to get 1+ points. It is always fantastic when your guy. Oh, that's the wrong one, right?
That's not it. That's not it.
That's the wrong one right there. All good. But it was Evander Kane to get 1 point. It's so sick when they get that point very early in the game and you're like already counting your money. I was feeling good. I then threw down a couple more bets, which did not hit. But hey, I really threw down on that one. And we're just here for Boardsy's bankroll. So that's a win. Liam, Bag Milk, did you guys make any money on Betway tonight? You throw down on anything?
I've taken a couple of nights off. I need to see the Oilers win consistently before I lay down the pipe on them.
Bag Milk?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got crushed tonight, Aaron. Everything that I tried was pain and suffering. So nope. I had over 1.5 total power play goals. Did not get that. I had Nuge to score a power play point. Did not get that. I had Connor and Leon both to score. Nope. Oilers money line. Nope. Might as well just lay down and cry, which I've been doing for quite some time now when it comes to the team.
Hey, well, if this makes you feel better, Lance said it's still a cup year, Bordsy. Hope will never die, ladies and gentlemen, and we will always have it here inside the Sports Closet studio. So looking ahead to our next matchup, it's Smashville. It's Saturday. It's a day game. So that's a little bit different. I know. I think it's me and Coombsy on Saturday for After Dark. It will not be dark out there, but I would like to ask you, gentlemen, for your score predictions and maybe give the viewers a little bit of confidence. We saw good things to end that game. We saw the boys buzzing. No, it wasn't the Bees chasing Dylan Holloway. It was Sam Gagner getting to the dirty areas. Bag Milk, where's your confidence level at for the next game? And give me a score prediction.
Thankfully, it's the Nashville Predators, so the confidence is high. For some reason, the Oilers can't lose against the Preds if they try, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I 4-2 win, lock it in. Leon Draisaitl, all 4 goals. I assume that's what's going to happen. Then we're probably going to go right back in the shitter, but we'll see. We'll see. Life is a highway. I'm going to ride it all night long. Come on.
I don't know how to feel anymore. I will say I bet Evander Kane gets one. The full goal will grab one. And I'll say the Oilers will win 4-2. Take one out of Bag Melt's pocket there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I always feel confident with the over when we play Nashville. So obviously you're going to smash a Leon goal. I'd probably take the over. Might even puck line. Is it coming out of my mouth? I know how stupid it sounds after everything we just watched tonight, but I'm a crazy person, and that's just who I am. Patrick, you got any prediction?
I like to see another one from Sam Gagner, and I'm feeling good about the Oilers. Draisaitl might find himself again. Yeah, let's bump the number to like 6-2, I think.
Nice.
Nashville. Although it is a matinee, 5-2.
Yeah, the matinee games have never really treated the Edmonton Oilers properly. Also, it looks like a party on this screen right now.
There's a lot going on.
Fortis right here, and then little old Bag Milk standing all by himself over there. Bag Milk, I see it is here in the chat. So if he is present, Lucifer, are you there? And do you have anything to fire up the fans with? Hello?
What the hell's going on? I had to wait till the end of the fucking show so I get invited in here. Here I am, the Oilers lose again. I can see the chat's absolutely buzzing. Everybody's angry, and all I can sit here and think is, oh yeah, Satan likes the way this is going. Satan likes the anger that's building up in Alberta right now. So first I give Flames fans a 4-3 loss to the Stars last night. Then I follow it up with a 4-3 loss to the Oilers tonight. Both of you idiots look like your fucking season's in the tank. This is great for Satan. I'm having a great time. I love it. Good news is I did win in the Survivor pool, and I'm excited to win a barbecue bacon cheeseburger.
Satan, one last question before you bounce here. What do you think about the Oilers once again getting goalied by a backup goaltender that on pre-gaming we were very excited to see?
Well, I mean, how long have you been an Oilers fan for, you know? If you've never expected this to happen before, then you just haven't been paying attention. The thing about being an Oilers fan is there's death, there's taxes, and then there's getting shut out by a backup goaltender, which is exactly what happened by Scott Wedgwood tonight. Expect it to happen the next time. Frankly, if I was other teams, I'd just play the backup all the time. I don't know what any of you idiots are betting against it. It sure is the fucking sun coming up.
Well, thank you for that, Satan. I really appreciate it. It's talking it out, talking it through with the Dark Lord himself. I think that's beneficial for everybody. Yeah, I also always think about the people who listen to this in their cars the next day, and then Satan just comes blasting through the speakers right there if they've never listened before. That'd be a good time. But gentlemen, I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. We all kind of talked ourselves off the ledge there. It was so close. I was so confident that we were going to go to overtime and we were going to get maybe Sam get out there for the shootout. That would have been nice, but hey,
cool.
We don't live in that world. We'll be back again on Saturday. Tomorrow we have a new edition of Oilers Nation every day with me and the guy next.
Nope.
There it is.
I'm not there tomorrow. I have the day off tomorrow, folks. Farewell until Monday. That's why I kind of came on tonight. I couldn't let this sit.
Nice. Wow. Okay. Maybe I should produce from the other side of the couch tomorrow and take your spot. Let's go. Get a little extra screen time.
There you go.
Bag Milk, Liam, Patrick, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Big thank you to our sponsors, Crown Royal, DoorDash, Alberta Blue Cross, and Wendy's. And of course, join a little Betway, 19 plus. Please play responsibly right there. We'll be back tomorrow on the Oilers Nation YouTube with ONE at noon. And then we'll be doing pre-gaming with Bordsy at noon on Saturday because we got an early start, followed by Oilers Nation After Dark. Wherever you are, wherever you need your Oilers content, Oilers Nation YouTube channel has got you covered. Thank you, everybody. Have a good sleep tonight, and let's get back at them again on Saturday. The hope will never die.